This is the DESTEK QH3. The QH3 is a head strap replacement for the Quest 3 that claims to be pressure-free. I will be the judge of this and let you know how I feel about these claims right here in this review. And this all leads us here to this video where I talk about my experience with the QH3 so far. DESTEK, they gave me this QH3 for review. I have no obligations or anything, I'm not under contract. Just to give you guys that information there. As always, there's timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to skip around. Consider liking it along the way. Just, think about it. You don't have to do it right away. Just think about it. And yeah, you could subscribe too if you want. But again, I'll remind you at the end. Anyway, we're going to get into a little bit of the installation. It's super easy. And yeah, it's going to take 30 seconds. So let's get right into that. So the installation is incredibly simple. You just slide it on each side, and that's it. You're ready to go. So, first things first, we're going to find out, can this support the Quest Pro style setup? And I'm going to remove the face gasket, which just fell on the floor. So, let's take a peek here. Let's see if we could get it. I actually haven't tried this before, and I want to see if it'll work. Nah, not really. The inside here, it actually touches my eyes, and it kind of just rests right here, which is comfortable, but it's not ideal. Okay, I just needed to do that. I don't know why we started with that, but we did. So if we talk about the comfort of the DESTEK QH3, when I first used it, I spent 2 hours in Vermilion VR painting, and I didn't even really notice the headset. So that was kind of my test. That was my initial response and my initial kind of impression of it. I couldn't feel it. Now I will say, when you initially put it on, getting it properly set up, obviously, this is going to be more comfortable than the default strap, in my opinion. The cushions are nice and comfy. We'll show you those. But when you set it up, you have this top dial here and the back. And what I would recommend is getting the back comfy and barely tightening it so it's, a little bit snug. It's going to want to fall down, and I just let it. So it's going to want to fall down then. So then you move this top one, and you move it so it's just resting to the point where when you let go, it stays where you want it. And if you need if the headset's falling and you need it higher, you just tighten this top one, boom, boom, a couple clicks, and it will pull the headset up as it tightens, right? Because it's coming down. So I like it a lot. It feels really comfortable, and I like the top part. You could, if you don't want it on the direct top of your head, you could put it on the front if you want to, and kind of have a back and front, compression on your head if you want that kind of feel to give you more of a grip on your head there. I'm going to take it off now, though. Hopefully it didn't mess up my new cut. I cut my hair by myself, by the way. Hopefully it didn't mess up my hair. But yeah, so it's quite easy to adjust. There's a lot you can do with it. Obviously, you could bring this to the front. Again, like I said, I'll kind of demonstrate here. This is a nice little padding here to cup either the top, the back, or the front of your head, depending on where you want it. So it's very versatile. You could put this anywhere you want it. And again, it goes very, very tight, and you have plenty of adjustment. In the back, again, you have a dial back here to, squeeze it on there. So one of the most versatile straps that I've used so far. Usually head straps, you kind of have to use in one position, and that's the way that it has to go. Like, there's a little bit of a difference there, but it's the top band. You have all of this swing, so it's really nice there. It wiggles around a little bit. We're going to talk about the wiggle. I'll actually put it back on. So if you see, it wiggles around a little bit, but I think this is pretty normal for most headsets. I mean, any headset I've tried, I've had 3 now, so or head straps, I should say. I've had 3. They all have a little bit of wiggle. The Bobo VR is the worst. This one is probably on par with the Zyber VR that I have. So the wiggle test is pretty good. The weight feels very, very well balanced. This one doesn't have a battery, but the back is I don't know, it's maybe heavier than other head straps. It's pretty thick, but this thickness gives you a lot of cushion back here for the back of your head. And I guess it adds a little bit of weight to help counterbalance it without a battery in there. So weight balance, it's actually pretty nice. The foam pads, we talked about those. They're really dense. The top one, you could just Velcro off, and the bottom, you can do the same, or the back, you could do the same. You could just remove it there if you want to clean it, wipe it down, get behind it, whatever. Put another pad on there. It's all Velcro back there, so you could do whatever you want. All right, so if we get into the build quality of the DESTEK QH3, it's all plastic construction, like most. You know, it has nice foam pads. These are great. The plastic, I personally found a little scary at first because it's the most flimsy for sure that I've used, and again, like it's probably not going to break. I've said this in the Bobo VR one and the Zyber VR. They're both kind of flimsy material. This one's more flimsy than those ones, but I don't think it's going to break or anything. You know, it's good that it actually bends probably, and it's not stiff, because the stiffer the plastic, the more prone it is to cracking and breaking, right? So it's actually pretty good. The strap knobs are fine, you know. It gives you nice tactile feel. You could actually see the little kind of grid pattern there, notches, if you will, to allow it to kind of pull in and go out. So yeah, pretty, you know, aesthetically it's not the most pleasing, but it's nice. And yeah, the pivot points are pretty good. You have this kind of swing area here that's open, and then you have a click here, and you could go one more. So it has a couple of notches there to keep things in place when, you know, you do have it adjusted. And the top strap, there's a little notch here. It's free swinging here. You have a little notch right there. It's just one little notch, and then free swinging back here. So, you know, the top strap, though, you don't really need those notches. It stays in place just fine when it's tightened on the top of your head. So that's pretty much it. The last thing to mention is, again, because of the slide-on design, these, I don't know, these areas, it's not, again, not the most aesthetically pleasing. I like the kind of clamp-on ones that completely cover this up and make it flush for the 3.5 millimeter and the USB-C here. So it is kind of sticking out a little bit there, but it's a minor complaint. It's nothing really to worry about. So, in conclusion, is the DESTEK QH3 worth it? The DESTEK QH3 has fantastic versatility to fit most head shapes, and finding a comfortable position is a breeze with the top strap adjustability. I enjoyed the QH3. Every head strap will have its own pros and cons, and while the QH3 doesn't have a battery, this is one of the great options if you want something lightweight, comfortable, and affordable. It's well balanced, and I honestly enjoyed it. It's fantastic. So I have no complaints here, really, to be honest. It's, again, one of the more versatile straps. It's cheaper. It doesn't have a battery. That's the con. Really, I guess that's the downside. But if you don't want a battery, then this one's really good, and I would recommend it. It's great. I have links in the description down below if you do want to purchase it, so make sure to check it out there. And I'm curious what you think of the QH3. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, like it. Again, if you want to subscribe, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Have a good day. Bye, bye, bye. We do a Bob Ross exit. Take care. Bye now. God bless. Goodbye. I don't have, like, I have too much energy to be that calm. Okay.